Hey there, Fletch from All Things Overlanding here. Today I'm going to be talking about the Wise Owl Outfitters Flare Underquilt. It's rated down to 40 degrees, so tonight it's going to get into the mid to high 40s, so I'm going to go ahead and use this because this is going to be a little bit chilly. Like if you think about it, what do you keep your house at? 70, 72, somewhere in that ballpark probably. Out here in the woods, today is a beautiful day. It's 70 right now, it feels perfect, but later on, tonight it's going to get down into the 40s. So I'm going to use this underneath of my hammock. So if you're a hammock camper and you're looking for a way to sort of extend your hammock camping, an underquilt may be a great option. So again, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to show you how easy it is to install on your hammock, how easy it is to set up. It's actually really, really easy. And I'm going to use it tonight. I'm going to come back to you guys tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you kind of what my thoughts were and how I felt with it, whether I felt different, because I've slept down into the 30s and 40s without an underquilt, and I can tell you it gets cold. When you are that exposed to the elements without any sort of padding or buffer, it is very cold. So I'm expecting this to make a huge difference and basically bolster my sleeping bag and stuff that I've got in there with a bunch of extra heat from the underquilt. So let's get into the Wise Owl Outfitters Flare Underquilt review. So I actually have this Nightcat sort of all-in-one hammock, and I love this thing. I mean, this thing, I've used it probably 20, 25 nights now. It's fantastic. It's got a built-in bug net. It's got these sort of arms that hold everything up so nothing drapes down on top of you. You're constantly in a nice sweet spot sleeping. It also has a built-in, which I'm not using tonight, but a rain fly that goes over it with a door built into it. I'll put a card up here to the review that I did of this thing. This thing is awesome, and I really love it. So again, the only way that I thought that I could probably bolster it is by adding an underquilt. So that is why we're going to be using this tonight, because it's going to get down into the 40s. This thing comes with its own carrying bag, which is really nice. And I like that it's kind of oversized, so it's easy to get the thing back into the bag. Now it does have, you know, sort of a pinch style thing that keeps it closed, which is nice. The material of this underquilt is 20D ripstop nylon. So it is meant to be tough. It's also got a waterproof coating on it, so it is meant to be water resistant. I mean, I don't think that I would soak it, but if it does get some dew on it or some rain or anything like that, it shouldn't be a problem. So we take it out of the bag here. The nice thing about this thing is it is really easy to install, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So basically at each end you have these sort of two spots where some bungee cords come off with some adjustable little straps. All you're going to do is put those through your carabiner on your existing hammock and then tighten them down. So first, I'm going to put both of those hooks through my carabiner, and I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to go to the other end and do the same thing. So then basically, once you do that, once you get the straps through your carabiner, you can see it's fitting a little loose, right? You basically want this to be tight. Think of it almost like sort of like a wrap around your sleeping bag, right? So, but all you have to do to make this thing tight is there's a little sort of bead on the side of this adjustment point, right? You basically squeeze the thing and then pull it tight. And you're gonna do that for both sides. So there are two of them, two of these carabiner things here, right? This one also has this little bead on the side. I'll squeeze it and I'm just gonna pull it tight. So you can see it's already kind of tight at the other end. Now I just need to get this side tightened up. Let me grab my little bead here, sort of tighten it. Go over here, same thing for the other one. Pull that up around there and just make sure that it's tight there. And as you can see, I've got a nice little sort of wrap going on the hammock now. So basically later tonight, when I come to go to bed, and I get in this and my body weight sinks down into this is going to kind of act like an exterior sleeping bag, right? It's going to create a separation barrier between my body and the inside of this fabric of the hammock and the outside air. So it's going to help keep me warmer without having to do anything crazy like a diesel heater or hot hands or chemical options like that. Another cool thing here is in the middle. So now that I've gotten this mostly like tightened up there, once I get into the hammock, if I needed to, you can actually tighten it even further from the middle here. So what I like about that is, again, from inside the hammock, you can go ahead and tighten that up if you need to without having to get back out of the hammock and readjust everything. So that's a really cool feature. All right, so it's the next morning. Just woke up from sleeping all night in my new Wise Owl underquilt, and I have to say I was really surprised. Like, I did not think that an underquilt would make that big of a difference. For reference, I will say I was out here in this exact same spot about a month ago. It was warmer then. It was probably about 10 degrees warmer at night, and I did not have the underquilt, and I fell asleep in the hammock. And again, just being against the hammock material, it just saps all the heat right out of you, right? Like you're exposed right to the cold air. And even clothes, if you're wearing layers and stuff, they get compressed under your body, so they do less to insulate you. So, you know, it is really an interesting idea. I'd never thought about the fact that this is on the outside, right? So it doesn't get compressed. It's allowed to create that air barrier, basically, between the air and you. But I will say, I slept in this thing last night. I even have a cold. If you can tell, I'm a little congested. I came out here a little bit sick, but I just wanted to go camping so bad that I figured I'd tough it out. But with this thing, I mean, I slept really warm. I'm not even using my normal 0-degree bag or anything like that. I'm using one of my kids' like 50-degree sleeping bag, and it got down to like low to mid 40s. And again, with this underquilt on it, it was great. I was actually really warm and comfortable, so significantly better than no underquilt, right? So again, I will say I'm a believer now. I definitely think that these underquilts are awesome, and for like 50-60 bucks to basically change the way that you sleep in a hammock, even in like summer conditions, if it's not hot, and at night it dips down and gets a little bit cooler, even just having this thing, I mean, it's not necessarily going to warm you up, but it's going to keep you from getting colder. So you could even use this in the summer, I think, and it would still be a benefit. So anyways, big fan of this thing. I think it's a great buy. I'm going to put a link down in the description below. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of an insider view on this underquilt. And if you're not familiar with underquilts, I hope that it gives you a little bit more info if you were thinking about buying one and just not sure. Again, I've always been the tough it out kind of guy, but man, I will use this thing from now on probably every time I sleep in a hammock. So anyways, love it. Link in the description below. Also in the description below will be links to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you know, everywhere. Wherever you want to hang out, I'm on most of those channels, so I'd love to have you as a subscriber or follower over there. Also, there's a link to Patreon down there, so if you want to hang out with me and a bunch of other people in the Patreon group, we've got a Discord where we all kind of chat, and we do like a once-a-month live stream video type thing where everybody gets to hop into the video/podcast and be in an episode, which is really fun. And then last but not least, Newbie Overlanders is a Facebook group that I've got. It is free to join. It's for whether you're new or experienced. If you want to come help newer folks, the goal of it is just to make it a nicer place than a lot of the bigger groups. And if you want to learn more about overlanding, we'd love to have you there as well. But again, thanks for watching. And if you got value out of this video, click the like button. If you're not, make sure to click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified when new videos drop. I do a couple videos every week, so I'd love to have you. But again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.